Trump may be out of office, but his big lie still has a hold on state legislatures throughout the country. Georgia Republicans are sponsoring a bill that could create additional obstacles for voters when casting their ballots. The legislation would make it easier to disqualify votes through mass challenges and ban drop boxes. The Georgia Senate Ethics Committee approved the bill on Wednesday, which came a day after NBC News revealed that at least 92,000 voter registrations were challenged in that state just last year. You may remember, Georgia was the epicenter of former President Trump's fight to prove election fraud back in 2020, a claim that was never backed up or supported by any tangible evidence. But Georgia's not alone. So far this year, state legislators across the United States have introduced 150 restrictive voting bills, a record-breaking number. Joining me now for more is Helen Butler, Executive Director of the Georgia Coalition for the People's Agenda. Helen, good morning. It's so good to have you here. I'm very interested in getting your insight on this particular issue. You know, that proposed bill in Georgia not only includes a ban on drop boxes statewide, but it's also a process to make it easier for votes to be challenged. But the same bill also allows counties to opt out of the state's electronic ballot markers and favor a hand-marked paper ballots. In your opinion, what do you consider to be the most problematic aspect of this proposed bill?
Well, good morning, Kay, and thank you so much for having me. I can tell you the most egregious part of this is the challenge process, where so many people can be challenged for no reason using the National Voter Registration, the database from the Postal Service or from an insurance company. That's just not right. Even the homeless people having to have their address at the local boards of election, which gives them not the representatives that represent them, which is why they're supposed to have an address. But this is just another blatant attempt to attack voting rights and put undue burdens and unfunded mandates on local boards of elections. These challenges can be brought just based on person saying my name is on move a change of address, even though it may be temporary. And there is not a possibility that the person that is being challenged can have a hearing. It says it must be done expeditiously, but there is no rules promulgated yet. So I guess we'll have to wait to see what the state election board does with regards to rules to allow the person to challenge their rights. It also says that if I bring all these frivolous challenges, I can't be sued or can't have liability, accountability for it. That is just egregious part of it. And again, for the disability community, making sure people can use paper ballots instead of the ballot marking machines when we spend billions of dollars to make sure the entire state has it. The disability community won't be able to vote independently as they are now. So those are some of the great concerns that we have about this. Again, it's just another attack on voting rights. And here we are, 58th celebration of Bloody Sunday, fighting for the same thing, for the right to vote and the protections of the right to vote.
Yeah, Helen, I'm glad that you brought that up. Let's speak very bluntly. It's no coincidence this is happening in the state of Georgia, and it's certainly not a coincidence that it's happening now. Which communities will be impacted the most by this particular bill?
Okay, as you know, the people that would be most impacted are people of color, Black people, Asian, the Latinx community, people of color, marginalized people, the underserved, the unhoused people, all will be impacted. The disabled will be impacted by this. Again, and it's not to improve the integrity of elections, is to really stop certain people from being able to exercise their right to vote. And we cannot sit by and let that happen. We've got to be out there educating people and making sure we work around those things. SB 202 last year even talked about not giving water for people standing in long lines when those long lines are in Black communities or people of color communities. So it does nothing to improve the integrity of elections, but it does stop certain factions from being able to exercise their right to vote without burden.
You know, Helen, we never want to see a rollback after decades of progress. And yet, like you said, we got to be out there to fight the good fight. Helen Butler, thank you for being here this morning and helping us break down the latest in Georgia. I appreciate you.
Thank you.